Thank you so much, Mary, and thank you for inviting the INC Secretariat and me to be part of this webinar. Let me start by providing a little bit of a background on why it is important for us to develop a treaty on plastic pollution. So first of all, at the resumed session of UNEA 5, which took place last year in March of 2022, member states adopted a very, very historic resolution, which was called End Plastic Pollution towards an international legally binding instrument that calls for the development of an international legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, including in the marine environment. Noting with concern that the high and rapidly increasing levels of plastic pollution represent a serious environmental problem at a global scale, the UNEA resolution requested the convening of an intergovernmental negotiating committee to develop an international legally binding instrument on plastic pollution, which also includes the marine environment. And it further said it could include both binding and voluntary approaches based on a comprehensive approach that addresses the full life cycle of plastic. And as requested by UNEA, the INC began its work during the second half of 2022 with the ambition of completing its work by the end of 2024. A preparatory OEWG, open-ended working group, took place in May of last year in Dakar, and it recommended 5 rounds of negotiation. So the first round of negotiations took place last year in November in Punta del Este in Uruguay, and during INC 1, many member states and stakeholders reiterated their desire to have an instrument that addresses the full life cycle of plastics, that protects health and the environment, and with a special attention paid to the unique circumstances of that country, of those countries that need it most. There was a very strong participation and engagement at INC 1, and it keeps growing as we get closer to INC 2. At INC 1, we had over 1,400 delegates from 147 member states and the EU, of which 126 attended in person, and there were a large number of delegates from NGOs, civil society, scientists, the private sector, and these numbers just continue to grow. So the engagement is extremely strong in the INC process. So the INC 1 mandated the Secretariat to prepare, under the guidance of the chair of the INC, a document with potential options for elements towards an international legally binding instrument based on the comprehensive approach and the life cycle approach that I just talked about, and as called for by the UNEA resolution. I am very pleased to say that this document the advanced English edition should go up later on our website for everyone to look at. So you are the first people to know this. We just got the clean version this morning, and so we should be posting it very shortly. So there was a call for written submissions, which was launched, and the Secretariat received 187 written submissions from stakeholders and 67 written submissions from member states. All of this is uploaded and available through our meeting page. The committee further asked the chair to, in consultation with the Secretariat, work on the modalities for stakeholder engagement and continue consultations on pending procedural matters. This is ongoing. So what is next? On the road to Paris, INC 2 will take place at UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France, from 29th of May to 2nd of June. There will be regional consultations ahead of the INC on 28th of May. There will be thematic side events that will be held from 1:30 to 2:45 p.m. daily from Monday to Thursday. And I invite you to go to our website and take a look at the 12 thematic side events. There will be no multi-stakeholder forum held in conjunction with this INC. However, we are informed that various member states and stakeholders are preparing various events prior to INC2. These are independent and separate from INC2, but there is a lot of interest, as you can imagine. INC2 is an opportunity to consider and possibly decide between the potential options for what could be included in a future international legally binding instrument. And we will not have any general statements, but we will go directly into negotiations. Members of the committee will have the opportunity to deliberate and decide on the mandate for INC3, including, and this is very important, the preparation of a zero draft of the instrument by the Secretariat and Chair for consideration at INC3. We are likely to have INC3 here in Nairobi, where I am, from 13th of November. And so I think I will end there and happy to respond to any questions. Thank you.